In a world where it's getting increasingly harder to live in cities without sharing a studio with 5 other people, it's important to know when a game is worth inserting your credit card numbers on Steam. And if you're a fan of survival open world games, I present you to Soulmask. It's a $15 game with a really interesting trailer. I know $15 might make you sweat a bit after buying tons of $2 horror games, so I'm not going to waste your time. Is Soulmask worth your money, your cash, your gold? Yes, it is. Soulmask is definitely worth your daughter's weight in salt. If you enjoyed games like The Forest, you're definitely going to enjoy Soulmask. They pretty much fix all the little annoying things that all the copy-paste survival games have, and that's really impressive. And the little things that I thought they could improve on my first time playing the game were fixed in less than a week, thanks to one of the most wholesome devs I have ever seen. It's really obvious that they care about their game, and the cool thing about this game is that it's fun, simple as that. I really miss those times I stayed up till 5 AM, dehydrated, still seeing flashes of the game I was playing every time I closed my eyes, and Soulmask managed to do that for me. Let's talk about the main thing that differentiates this game from others. I'm going to be really honest here, I didn't understand the mask system until level 50. That's because I kind of ignored it, but when you do take the time to understand the system, it adds a whole new concept to the game. The whole point of the mask system is that you are not the starting character, you are the mask. So you're not supposed to get attached to the character you made in the beginning. And yeah, I didn't really want it to ditch my character, but when I realized even level 1 tribe members were more powerful than me, I decided to experiment with transferring the masks to another tribe member, and now I really love the system, and it's actually a lot of fun. It gives purpose to find high stat tribe members or members with cool attributes, and also members that have good qualities for specific things, so you can use them to get better crafted equipment and stuff like that. Throughout the game, I changed my main character a lot, and I stored the ones I didn't want to lose. This is for your own good. This system helps you explore different types of characters that maybe you wouldn't have chosen at the start. For example, I started liking weapons that weren't really my thing at first because I found a tribe member with really good stats with like a hammer. So I gave it a chance and it was pretty good. Another thing I like about this game is that the mounts are really fun to obtain. The mechanic in this game is not like the I feed you, now your mind mechanic. The game has its whole system that's almost like a mini game. To find a calf, you need to follow its mother tracks. Once you find her, you have to wait until she hunts something. Then she's going to feed her puppy, and that's your opportunity to trap the little puppy in a cage, all without scaring him. And these little annoying calves have eyesight 6 times better than yours, so it's really hard. This makes getting a mount feel dynamic and rewarding, especially when you finally capture that beautiful white panther that's twice the size of a regular one. There's still the option to just grab an alpaca that's already trapped in random tribes and take it to your home if you want the easiest path. Also, every mount have a different use. The alpaca is the easiest to obtain, but there are tons of different mounts like panthers in different colors depending on the habitat, ostriches, and llamas. So instead of being the same mount with different skins, each mount has its own unique purpose. Panthers are really fast and look really cool. With ostriches, you can jump from really high and take barely any damage, and llamas can carry a lot of weight. And I like the fact that certain mounts have unique ways to obtain them. For example, if you want an ostrich, you have to head to the desert, find a nest, exterminate all the ostriches around, get the egg, keep the egg at specific temperature so it can hatch, and then you finally get a little ostrich. It's fun because it keeps things interesting. Something else that's really cool about this game is that they try to keep the boring stuff as low as possible. You have this whole system of slavery where you can make your tribe members do the stuff you don't want to do, like collecting materials, doing repetitive tasks, and things like that. And I love that because I hate doing the same boring thing over and over. I don't get why games trying to be realistic and force you to do the same boring stuff all the time. Why not keep the mind-numbing stuff to a minimum? For example, something really simple. You can collect collect materials from surrounding chests when you are crafting something in the crafting bench, and that really speed up things like building because you don't have to walk to the chest and walk back to the crafting bench and repeat 100 million times. You just craft. Also, you can replace the materials with better ones using the option to upgrade the build, so you don't need to destroy everything and start from scratch, which I really appreciate.
But Nova, I just want to collect flowers and build. Leveling up sounds really tedious.
Don't worry, you can customize everything in the options. You can increase the weight you can carry, you can increase the time it takes for tools to deteriorate, you can change so much stuff and really personalize the game the way it's most enjoyable for you. So if you want to suffer and eventually lose your soul, you can decrease the experience you gain every time you do something, or you can increase it when the amount of experience you require to level up makes you want to stick a toothpick in your eye. It's really great to have all these options and to be able to play the game the way you want to play the game. Now let's talk a little bit about the map. The map is huge. Not so huge that you won't explore everything, because I pretty much explore everything after playing for over 200 hours, but huge in a way that makes sense. And it's really beautiful. It had so many different biomes, landscapes, and landmarks that helped you remember the map. At one point, I didn't even need to look at the map because I remember it so well, and that's how you know a game is well made. It's so boring to walk for miles just to stare at grass. The map here is full of little details that help make the world feel alive. You can also start recognizing the surroundings by the creatures that are trying to kill you there, because there are types of creatures that mainly exist in just certain parts of the map. Like if you roam around at this spot, you're probably going to get killed by some anaconda, and you will get killed. I made the mistake of roaming around places that weren't meant for my level, and I got killed so many times. At one point, I was so scared of being chased and killed by panthers that I really made the effort to level up and become more powerful, just not to be dead in 2 seconds. And the moment you can finally fight them back is so satisfying. The fact that the map kind of limits where you can explore using the difficulty of the animals really helps you explore the zones in order and makes the progression so much smoother. It also helps keep the novelty of the game because exploring new biomes feels so unique and cool. The fact that the map has so many beautiful places is even better because it really feels like you're exploring a new place, not just finding some items you need for a mission in an uninspiring landscape. I stopped my character to just look around so many times because I found the view so beautiful, and that's nice. Exploring the game feels a bit like Minecraft when you're trying to find the perfect spot for your house, and every biome is different from the rest. For example, the tribe members you find in the snow have unique abilities compared to the ones you find in the desert. They are usually more accustomed to their biome, and that can really help you when, I don't know, you're trying to enter the mines of a volcano, for example. You can also find new mounts only in certain parts of the map. Ostriches are only in the desert, white panthers are only in the snow, for example. So it encourages you to find the right equipment to go there, or else the biome will kill you. In this game, each biome has its unique final boss, and the fights with the bosses are so well made. This was so surprising to me because if you play a lot of survival games, you know most of them feel really cheap when it comes to battles, but here it's surprisingly well made. The way you can lock the camera onto the bosses, their quality, their patterns of attack, it all feels great. Each of the bosses is so unique and entertaining. It almost feels like some sort of Dark Souls boss fight, and it's weird to find such a polished aspect in a game where combat isn't really the main focus. I had a ton of fun trying to beat some of the bosses, and if you want more difficulty, you can just summon the harder version of each boss. You also have to prepare well because you can get killed by the environment so easily, so there's another reason to care about improving your equipment. There are also these weird holy ruins scattered around the map that are so difficult the first time you enter them, and I could keep talking about things related to the map, but let's just say it's a well-made map, really beautiful and full of life, as every map should be. The devs really thought of everything. There are tons of portals around the map so you can move around quite easily without losing hours just walking the same path over and over. You can even craft your own portals to move between your different camps, which is really nice. So, is it worth the money? Yeah, absolutely. This game is full of stuff stuff you can do. Even small items like honey and hot cocoa have a valid use. For example, hot cocoa gives you stats for overcoming the freezing temperatures of the snow, so it's not just a filler item. And you can build really beautiful houses that have no comparison to the stuff you can do in the forest. You can have crops if you want, you can have an arena and make your tribe members fight to death. And even though I think it would benefit from more decorating items, the devs have already announced that they will keep adding stuff. So yeah, even though it's an early game, it's so packed with content that it will keep you entertained for hours. I played over 200 hours and I still have things to do. And for $15, that's a steal. So yeah, it's really worth your money. And the cool thing is that you can share a server with friends. Not everyone likes to play with people, but I really think this game is more enjoyable if you play with someone. There were a lot of times where I needed someone to revive me, help me, or even just for the competitive aspect of it. I think it's worth it. For example, I had a decent home, but after my brother and girlfriend built a bigger house with better materials, I had to rebuild mine so I wouldn't feel like I lived in a straw shelter. And there were lots of unexpected situations that were twice as funny because I played this game with them. Like the time I got bullied because I lost Eduardo, my pet monkey, somewhere on the map, or just watching how the tribe members walk around with questionable names made the experience more enjoyable overall. And also, it's really nice to let someone else handle the boring stuff you don't want to do. Like someone who actually enjoys spending 100 million hours trying to get the perfect red armor while I explore the world and have fun.
But Nova, I barely have an operating vocal box from not interacting with anyone. Where am I going to get friends to play with?
I've been in your situation. You have the online servers if you want some sort of human connection while playing this game. But you're still going to do quite a lot of stuff alone, so if you want to play solo, don't worry so much about it. You're going to have a great time either way. I hope this video helped you in some way. Maybe this will be the game you'll be obsessed with for a few months. Have you played Soulmask already? Did you enjoy it? Remember, I always read your comments, so if you have any question or want to say anything to me, just leave a comment. You can also leave a like, and if you like my content, you can join my little army of pigeons and cows. Thank you for all the support on my recent videos. I hope you have a great week. See you soon. Bye bye.